It is freezing in my area. I think the lows last night got down to 18 degrees and the highs not going to be much better than that. So today we're going to make chicken and dumplings. It's the husband and my favorite soup. That's what we're making. Hello family, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Grammy in the kitchen. So today we're going to make a pot of chicken and dumpling soup. Chicken thighs are in the Instant Pot because they were still frozen. We're going to go ahead and cook those, debone, deskin, get all that meat off of there. And then we're going to start on the stovetop part of this soup, sauteing the onions, celery, and the carrots. We got some chicken stock over there to add to it, plus the chicken stock the chicken thighs will make in that Instant Pot. And we're going to make some homemade dumplings. Are y'all ready? Let's get this day started. Grab you a cup of coffee, a hot tea, or a warm beverage of your choice. So good. Soup on a cold day is so comforting. Having that warm soup go through your body and just warming everything up. It's a perfect meal for a cold winter day. You ready? So I have a pack of frozen chicken thighs. This is 4 chicken thighs. I'm gonna put into the Instant Pot, and that is bone and skin on chicken thighs. I'm gonna add a cup of water, a good pinch of salt, and a good pinch of pepper. So we hit the meat button and it's going to cook for 20 minutes. Our favorite part about chicken and dumpling soup is the dumplings. So I always make sure we have a lot of dumplings in our soup. So we're going to make the dumplings so they can rest while we build our soup. So we're going to start with 6 cups of flour, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of baking soda, two teaspoons of baking powder. I have 2 sticks of butter that is softened and cut up into cubes. Now we want to go in here and break the butter up in our flour, salt, baking soda, baking powder mix. If you have a pastry knife, this will be perfect for it. Still don't have one. I want to break it up into small little pieces so the flour looks more like a cornmeal consistency versus a flour consistency. And you're probably thinking, whoa, Grammy, that is a lot of dumplings. It really isn't. Not in my opinion, anyway. Okay. Should have got the milk out first, but that's okay. Let's make a well in the center. And I'm not sure how much milk this takes. In this jar, I have 2 cups. We're going to start with that. We're going to go in here and hand knead it. Get all that milk and flour mixed together. And we'll just slowly add in more milk if it needs it. have a lot of flour over here that did not get incorporated. So we're going to go ahead and add just a little bit more milk. If you add too much milk, just add flour. Just going to hand knead it until we can get a chicken is done. I'm just going to leave it in the Instant Pot for a minute. All right, so back to the dough. So we're just going to hand knead this until we can get a consistent ball of dough and it's not shaggy. Pick up all the pieces. All right, so it looks like I put about 2.5 cups of milk to 6 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 2 sticks or 1 cup of butter. And that looks like it's the perfect hydration. Okay, that looks good. Back in the bowl, we're going to cover it with saran wrap. And we're just going to leave it here on our island and just let it rest so that gluten can relax before we roll it out and turn it into dumplings. Put the milk back in the refrigerator. So I got the big stock pot out. We'll put a good drizzle of olive oil in here. Just coat that bottom. Let that heat up and warm that oil before we move on. That is good. We're going to saute our onions. Some pepper. We're seasoned in layers. And some salt. So our onions have been cooking for about 10 minutes or so. Now I'm going to add the carrots and the celery. And I just want to cook that for a few minutes. So the onions were cooked for 10 minutes, and then we added the celery and the carrots, and they've been cooking for about 5 minutes. Now we're ready to add 2 quarts of chicken stock. Plus the chicken stock from the Instant Pot that was created while cooking the chicken thighs. I do want to strain that out. Perfect. Plus a gallon of water. This is our chicken thighs. They are not completely done, but at least they're thawed and partially cooked. So we're going to go ahead and remove the skin. Sorry, the neighbor dogs are barking. And then we're going to remove that bone in the center. So it's still pink, but that's okay, we got this. Let's go ahead and chop this up. And any of the fatty parts we're going to remove, because we don't want that in our final product. Okay, my hands are clean. We're not going to save the skin, but we are going to save these bones. In the scrap bag they go. Back in the freezer. We're going to go ahead and add our chicken in here. We're going to let the chicken and the vegetables cook in this pot until the chicken is done so we can taste it for seasoning. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get all the dishes washed, get that Instant Pot put away, and then we're going to start rolling out our dumplings very, very soon. So the vegetables, the chicken, and the broth has been in here for about 30 minutes. Chicken is done. We'll taste it. Oh, it needs a lot of salt and pepper. I think I'm going to have to add some more stock to that. Let me go get a couple more quarts. So we use 4 quarts of chicken stock, plus the little bit that we got from cooking the chicken thighs in the Instant Pot, in addition to 1 gallon of water. That looks right. And we'll let that heat up, and then we'll taste it again for salt and pepper. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and start making the dumplings. So this is our dough, just a simple dough. I want to break it down into some manageable size pieces. I'm going to keep them in the bowl covered up while we work on one piece at a time. I do have some flex cutting board over here so we can put our dumplings on. We've got some flour to flour in between rolling them out. So flour is going to go on our bench. Flour's on our bench and our rolling pin. We're going to roll this out to about a 1/4 inch thickness. You can see the butter in there. Oh, it's beautiful. Constantly moving it. Make sure it's not sticking to our bench. Adding flour as we need it to keep it from sticking to the bench and our rolling pin. All right, that looks good. You can use a knife if you like. I find it so easy just to use a pizza cutter. And I'm gonna cut them about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. And then we're gonna cut them into squares. They don't have to be precise. It's not going to really make a difference. We'll move these over to our floured flex cutting board. And then I do want to add some flour on top of those just so the next stack won't stick to it. All right, so let me get all these rolled out. Then we're going to taste the broth. And then once everything comes up to a boil, we'll add our dumplings. This is the last dough ball that we had to roll out. So our pile of dumplings. Add a little bit more flour on the top. It's been boiling from that second half of the chicken stock. Okay, it does need some salt and pepper, only because I don't put a lot of salt and pepper in my homemade chicken stock. But if you do, that's fine. If you need to buy chicken stock, that's fine also. We have our dumplings sitting over here. Our broth is coming to a boil. Now we're going to go ahead and just add our dumplings in. Ooh, that's warm. We don't want to add them all at once because they will clump up and turn into one huge dumpling. We would just want to slowly add them in, give it a gentle stir. Just to make sure those dumplings are staying separated in the pot of liquid. My son-in-law got me this spoon. Thank you, Matt. I absolutely love it. Comes in handy when I need to add dumplings to my stock pot. It's big enough to handle a lot. Look how they're swelling up. Oh, it's beautiful. That's why you don't want to go any thicker than 1/4 of an inch, because with that baking soda and the baking powder, it's going to swell up in this liquid. We don't want a thick biscuit in our soup. We want dumplings. And the starch from the flour and the dumplings are going to thicken this sauce up. It's going to be very creamy without adding any milk or cream to it. And as the dumplings absorb the liquid, they'll start sinking to the bottom, and then we got to be careful that it's not sticking to the bottom of this pot. Just give it a gentle stir. And that is it for the dumplings. When you find a recipe for anything, it really doesn't matter, a soup or a casserole or a crock pot meal or an instant pot meal, it's okay to follow that recipe to the T and make it exactly like the person who created that recipe made it. That's fine. You could do that. I would like for you to get comfortable in the kitchen, or if you find a recipe on the internet or in a cookbook or even following my channel, that you don't follow it to a T, you adjust it to fit your family. Now, if your family does not like chicken thighs, fine, use chicken breast. If your family does not like carrots or onions or celery, don't put them in there. You can use my recipe the way I make our meals. That is fine, that's perfectly fine. I would like for you to get comfortable in the kitchen where you could take a recipe, mine or someone else's, and make it your own. Make it to fit your family. Chicken and dumplings is our favorite. It might not be your family's favorite. I encourage you to get in your kitchen and get comfortable making homemade, from scratch meals, and stop buying prepackaged everything. We do occasionally get the prepackaged things, like we had tacos last weekend. I understand that. It happens. We are human. It's going to happen. But learn how to make your own seasoned blends. Learn how to make your own bread. Learn how to make your own chicken stock, whether you freeze it or you put it in jars and can it, whatever. Make 2024 the year you learn something new. We have 12 months in a year. Every month, learn something new. And at the end of the year, while we're ringing in 2025, you can say, I learned 12 things this year. Bread making, canning, cooking dry beans versus canned beans, making a homemade stock, chicken, beef, pork, fish, whatever it is. Learn how to make bread. Start feeding yourself and your family a nutrient-dense meal. Every meal. Every meal. Stop relying on food delivery. Stop relying on the fast food places to fill your bellies. Get in your kitchen and learn the basic skills of cooking from scratch. If you're going to do the 12-month challenge, that's what we're going to call it, 12-month challenge. We'll have to come up with a challenge this month. Well, you know what? We made bagels. We made bagels. That video is going to be linked. And we'll put that link right there where we made homemade bagels. We already did one challenge this month without even knowing it. Perfect. But if you're willing to take the 12-month challenge on learning a skill every month, leave a comment. What do you want to learn for the month of January? Who's ready for some chicken and dumplings? Me. I love chicken and dumplings. Look at that family. Oh, it is gorgeous. Nothing like a nice warm bowl of soup on a cold winter day. I do like extra pepper in my chicken and dumplings. This is a bowl of soothing comfort. So warm. Oh goodness. Another delicious hashtag pantry challenge meal. Things we had in our house. We always have flour, we always have butter, we always have chicken stock. If we don't have chicken stock, we got the makings to make chicken stock. We have chicken thighs and whole chickens in our freezer. We can whip this up super easy, super quick. Super delicious. If you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up. While you're at it, please subscribe. I would love to have you part of the Grammy family. Right over here, you're gonna see 2 videos. Go check those out to the next upload. They're really gonna inspire you to get into your kitchen, make a delicious homemade, nutrient-dense pot of soup to warm your body, your soul. Until the next upload, you have a wonderful day. Thanks, family.